Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube. Go find us. Just search at Tom and Dan Live. We'd love it if you jump over there, join our chat room, and talk to like-minded BDMs and members.
Our BDM Appreciation Party is April 19th. You have to be a BDM to be invited. You and the guests can come out. We have a great entertainment for the night. And if you're not a BDM...
We have an erotic magic and whip show.
yeah. And live music by Silver Linings.
We have an adults-only erotic whip show that we will be having.
Sounds red.
And we have the band, the Silver Linings Band. They put together, basically, they are the only band that is a mixtape. They just kind of smear all their songs together. It's really, really fun. They take requests. It's going to be awesome.
Also, if you're a BDM and you want to bring your kid, then go ahead.
Yeah. Not my kid. I don't care. I mean,
you can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You're a BDM. That allows you to do what you want.
Yeah, unconventional parenting methods. Not my kid.
Yeah.
Not my kid.
I don't care what other kids see.
Yeah. I'm not judgy. I'm not judgy at all. You know, some kids in other lands, the kids of other lands.
Oh, they've seen it.
Like I'm playing, we'll end with this. I'm playing the video game because I can't walk very much, but I'm playing the video game Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is set in feudal Japan. In that video game, as you're traversing all of Japan, there are thousands of tiny little Japanese infants just running wild on the streets. Everywhere you go in that game, there's a kid carrying a bundle of wheat, carrying a box on his... these kids are working, and they're all over the game, and you'll just see them. Are there any parents near the kid? No. Well, you're out there trying to kill somebody because you're on a contract to murder somebody, and what's off there in the rice paddies? A little kid, and there's no parents, and he's out there working alone.
Japanese
and
kids
they're
tough.
all over, and this is back in the turn. This is like dynasties ago, right? Mm-hmm. And these kids are everywhere. Just a sea of thousands of little Japanese babies working.
What's that show where they carry a flag and they'll go to like the train station? There'll be a little baby
on Netflix. Yeah,
I asked ChatGPT that. I was like, okay, so I connected the dots, and I was like, has this been going on since the time of Nobunaga? Has this been going on since the time of the samurai? Have Japanese kids always been left alone?
Yep.
Because based on that dog documentary I've been watching, the dogs that are left alone are the ones that are the smartest because they figure it out on their own.
Yeah. Then,
anyway, sorry.
Any slight failure, you fall on your sword.
Yeah. You fail, you die.
That's a culture.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I like that one.
They get it done. Okay.
Chris Crespo's here. How you doing, Chris?
How's it going, guys?
Oh,
wow. Whoa.
Oh, my God. I don't know what happened.
Aggressive today.
Good Lord.
Holy cow.
Good to see you, dude.
Good to see you both. How are you?
It's
good.
We are very, very good. Happy Minecraft, I should say.
Oh,
right?
my Minecraft Monday, I guess.
Are movies back?
Now, for this weekend, they are. This weekend, they were back, for sure. 150 million, I think, was the last estimate yesterday. Today, they'll put out the actual 3-day figure. Highest opening weekend for a video game movie ever, beating the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Did
from
not
a couple
see that
years.
coming.
No one did. On Wednesday, there's companies that track box office and they try to figure out based on pre-sales and word of mouth how much a movie's going to make. And usually they're pretty accurate. And on Wednesday, they were saying this movie was going to make about 40 million this weekend. And then after the Thursday night previews, like, actually, it might make maybe closer to 60. And then as of Saturday, everyone was like, this thing's going to break 140, maybe 150. It's going to be the biggest video game movie of all time, possibly.
It's
crazy.
It's a testament to how popular the video game was.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing
That's
is
what
huge.
we didn't think about, right?
Isn't it one of the top 3 like most sold video games of all time? It's like Minecraft, Call of Duty, and GTA 5 or whatever, or 6 are the most sold video games of all time.
I'm a Leisure Suit Larry guy myself. But,
and your kids went?
Yes, yeah, they went over the weekend.
What's their review? I don't have a review. I need their review.
They loved it.
Of course.
Now,
of course they
I
did.
didn't go. Crystal took them.
Did she like it?
I like how grumpy you are. You're like, I'm not going to
I'm not going.
Hey, well,
Jack Black, no.
Yeah, I don't like him.
I was planting trees.
He turned his back on Kyle Gass.
He did. I like Tenacious D.
Turned his back
How
on Kyle
dare
Gass.
turn his back on America.
But my sons loved it. My wife, she was kind of bored.
Yeah.
But she wasn't into Minecraft. That's not her thing, So it's like,
Yeah.
Not a
said it
video
was
game
fine.
lady. Yeah.
She likes Jack Black and everything.
And
but,
this is the type of movie that they call some movies critic proof. It's like it's pointless for this movie to even have movie reviews because your average movie critic is going to be like us or like Crystal. They're not going to know Minecraft. I haven't played 1 second of Minecraft. Have you guys ever played?
Yeah.
I've
have
played
you?
it,
Dan?
yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
have played
I play with
with your
May.
kids.
Yeah.
A little bit. I don't know all the stuff. I know there's the creeper. I know there's villagers. I know, or pillagers rather. I know that there's buildings and stuff that you can make, and you
All
can
right.
change all the different.
So you
colors.
guys have a little bit of baseline for
Little bit.
what some of it means, but apparently the movie is just loaded with inside references, jokes, memes, like internet created memes based on Minecraft. Apparently Jack Black says a lot of stuff that only middle schoolers are going to get. And now
Yeah.
I'm seeing on TikTok, have you seen the videos of the auditoriums of kids like cheering and clapping like this movie is Avengers Endgame?
That's what was happening. That my son said that everybody's cheering and clapping
But
because
it is Avengers Endgame, and that's what I've been trying to tell you, stupid nerds, for years. This is the same thing.
It is.
So when these babies are cheering it, that's you.
It is the same
You're
thing.
just big fat old babies.
You're just an older baby.
Yeah.
So my son said there were a lot of inside references of the game,
Yeah.
especially like they gave like a little tribute to a famous Minecraft player that everybody knows.
That's crazy.
There was like a pig with a crown on his head.
Oh my
was
God.
like his emoji that he used,
I don't
and then
remember being in this movie.
and the guy died recently, like
Oh,
2023.
yeah,
and
bring
they-
it down. Oh my goodness.
But he gave him a tribute in the
That's nice.
show, which
That's cool.
which everybody
That is
cheered
cool.
in this.
Yeah.
It's essentially
Seems positive, right? We need some positivity.
Right.
Yeah, cancer. My wife is saying he had cancer and died.
a movie for the anybody who's played the video game and kind of celebrates the video game
Yeah.
because like my son said everybody in the theater was that.
Yeah.
They
That's
all were a fan of the game.
That's great.
And that's
Yeah.
probably what drove so many people.
It's what drove them to even make the movie to begin
Yeah.
with. And now I think it's hysterical. I remember when the trailers came out, a lot of people online were like, this looks ridiculous. I don't like the way it looks. Now I'm realizing all those people were adults and not like the target demographic. It's not middle schoolers who are complaining about that trailer because they turned out in force. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to school, tell all their friends, I haven't seen it, and they're going to get FOMO. Second weekend is going to be huge, probably like a $60-70 million second weekend. This thing is going to make a lot of money. It's for sure helping to save box office so far in 2025, which has been down. Just not a lot of movies that people want to see out there right now.
I think another reason for the popularity of Minecraft is there's a lot of parents like me that I like and prefer the kids play Minecraft over other games
Sure.
because there's creativity involved and there's basically that is you get to build things, you get creative as you want.
It's also a pretty PG game, right? You don't have to worry
Yes.
about content
There's no-
in there.
real-
Yeah.
It is until you see, like, I don't know, like the last time Maisie played it, she dug a hole in the ground that went to lava, and then she she set out food and then was like luring all animals into a lava pit and pillagers, and it was just a hole in the ground of lava with drought. And had everybody in the game was coming to her lava pit and just killing themselves.
Wow.
I'm like, okay.
That's some Predator stuff
That's
right
pretty-
there.
yeah,
that's pretty
that's pretty
good.
great.
She's
That's-
just teaching
yeah.
herself survival.
Teaching herself how to
She's
kill
prepping
them.
herself
Yeah.
for the 2040s is what it sounds like.
So what this leads me to believe that they're going to like, wow, this is way more lucrative than we thought. What other video games have nostalgia
Roblox
that
is
would
going to get the game.
Um,
right? That'll get the movie.
Here's the problem with Roblox is there's so many different miniature games within Roblox that
But you make that part of the movie, right?
I guess so. Yeah,
You make
you
it
choose
so
the
there's-
most
It's
popular
all
one.
about the brand itself.
And
yeah.
then you let the brands buy into the movie. iHeartMedia has a Roblox snowball fight. I never forget. I'm sitting there listening to our show one day, and this commercial comes on the stream saying that, hey, check out iHeartMedia's snowball fight in Roblox.
Wow.
I'm like, what?
It's the future, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the corporations get on board, then you know something's officially like a popular money maker. Like when they finally are like, okay, now we'll really start putting money into the popular video game movies. Because I feel like they haven't really put money into it, despite making video game movies over the years, and they've always been like a baseline level bad. But recently, they've been making ones that really cater to the fans of said games. I feel like that may have started with Sonic. The Sonic movies were big. are
Yeah.
continuing to be big.
Yeah.
And then Five Nights at Freddy's was a huge hit, $80 million opening weekend, even though it was also released on Peacock the same day.
Can we talk at Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah.
No matter what anybody says to me, I think the premise of Five Nights at Freddy's is a young boy having to stay at his pedophile neighbor's house for 5 days and not get molested. For some reason, that's what
That's
it
what the
sounds like to
title
me.
sounds like.
I know it's like supposed to be like Showbiz Pizza and
Yeah.
like you're trapped inside of an animatronic thing, but I never go there. When anybody says Five Nights at Freddy's, I'm like, oh, the pedophile game.
Oh.
And it's not a real thing. I invented that in my brain.
Mom told you to stay away from Freddy's.
Yeah.
And you keep going over there.
Exactly.
He has,
Why
the
are
best,
you-
he has the best cookies in the whole neighborhood.
Yeah,
man.
why are you over there?
He's got a new Xbox. That movie was huge, though. Made a ton of money.
Yep.
And then Super Mario Brothers 140 opening weekend. That was a huge hit. And now this one's a huge hit. Yeah, they're going to keep like trying to figure out what's next. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do it now for adults, because I don't see how you make a PG-13 Call of Duty or GTA movie. But I can see someone trying to make movies out of those properties, because again, they're like the highest grossing video game franchises of all time.
Well, there was that one movie that it was a spoof on a GTA style game that everybody was playing with a Deadpool guy, Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, Free Guy.
Free Guy,
Which
yeah.
made a ton of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
was
watched
not,
that.
not
I
even
never saw
based on a
Free
real
Guy.
video game, but
How
that was a
was
ton
that?
of money.
I mean, it was fine.
It was
I mean,
fine.
yeah.
Are we done with him?
It's forgettable.
We're done with him now, right?
We are, until he does something that everyone likes again. I mean, maybe another
But
Deadpool appearance.
Well,
or
no, I
in a
mean just
movie.
because of the fallout
the whole
from
fallout.
his wife.
We probably have to wait and see where all that washes out.
I feel like the more he talks, the more people are like, "We're done with you. We can find someone that's just as attractive and just as funny,
just as charming.
that isn't smarmy
Yeah.
or gross.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of gross.
Those come across as
Yeah,
smarmy.
or as people say, and I don't like this word, but ick.
I saw-
you give me the ick.
yeah,
I saw some meme where they said Ryan Reynolds is ridiculously wealthy for some reason. Like,
He owns a lot of companies.
Well, the Mint Mobile,
Yeah,
the
that vodka, Aviator.
the gin that he
Aviator
sold,
gin.
Aviation. I
yeah,
think he sold
it
that.
was some business that he got into that made him like
Yeah,
insane.
Wrexham.
I think they're making money on Wrexham. They turned
Yeah.
that around, and then the TV show itself probably made him more money on top of that.
Oh, I'm
so,
sure.
Yeah.
you know.
So I think he's got unlimited money, like
he's
some
gross.
insane amount.
Gross rich,
Yeah.
and also he's a producer on the Deadpool movies. And,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
those
That's-
have made, like
yeah.
the last one made 1.5 billion or something, so he gets a percentage of that. He's
Have
gross rich.
Not to pivot to another movie,
Let's
but
do
it I saw it come up on my, like doing research for you coming in. The animated film, is it Jumbo? That's an Indonesian film that's like breaking all these records.
I don't know about this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to do a little more digging. I thought you might know. Let me hold that thought while I pull up some more.
You say
info.
it's animated?
Yeah,
That reminds me of
so-
that. It's like that Chinese movie that broke a bunch of records of like a month ago. Neza 2. It's a sequel. Have you guys heard about that one?
No.
It's this Chinese movie. It's a weird thing where it's the highest grossing animated film of all time. Jumbo. Yeah, I haven't heard of Jumbo.
Indonesian animation Jumbo breaks records, heads for global release. So it's not out yet.
Oh, okay.
But it opened on March 31st. It surpassed the previous record held by Sijuki the movie Penitari Hari Akar,
Ooh, oh, of
which
course.
drew 600,420 different admissions and remained unbeaten for 8 years.
A lot of records overseas are measured by admissions as opposed to money, because how do we know, Frank's or
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. I
whatever.
never knew that.
That's fascinating.
Well, when you have billions of people in
yes,
your audience,
yes, exactly.
it
India
doesn't
has-
even. It's not even that impressive. Actually,
India's so big. I think I've said this before. They're so big. They have 3 separate film industries. This Chinese animated movie that came out, it made like $8 million here in America. It made over $2 billion,
Jesus.
making it the highest grossing animated film of all time, beating all the Disney movies and everything. But of that like $2 billion, 1.999 million of it came, like most of it came from China.
yeah.
Like they can make a lot of money in their country because they have so many people, but they still struggle to export their movies to other countries and make money in other countries as well. That's a difference between like them having a huge market and then American films, Hollywood films, being able to make a lot of money overseas, and that's they call that soft power. It gets into this whole political thing, and actually, it's very beneficial for governments, et cetera, et cetera. Like Top Gun, that kind of propaganda.
Gotcha.
But it's fascinating seeing how these international animated films might have a chance to break through a little bit more, because animation, it's like you can easily dub things over into local languages and stuff. Disney figured that out years ago.
It is amazing how different we are, because if someone presented me, here's the most popular popular animation in the world,
Mm-hmm.
and I watched it. I'm like, I hate it. How can I hate it?
Well, I do that with
Yeah,
just
it's
normal
super
shows
popular,
that people
yeah.
love, right?
I
Like
think-
I do that
But
all
the
the
most
time.
popular in the world.
It's a
And I'm
natural
like,
reaction to be like,
what the hell is
"Man,
happening?"
There's nothing special about this. I've seen better.
Not again to bounce around, but it's been a minute. I don't think we've talked to you about Snow White.
Yeah, kind of a money-wise, a low-key flop. It didn't bomb as badly as some people were fearing.
Yeah,
But it definitely isn't making money. It costs way too much money for it to only open. It's like 40-something million. I think after 3 weeks,
And
it's
what
at
was
like
the
76,
beef with
80.
this that people wanted to make it a
Oh
problem?
my goodness! Let me see. Pick one. There's you guys
it's
mentioned
called Snow
Yeah,
White.
exactly. there's that one.
It's in the name.
It's in the name. Meanwhile, after the fact, now that the movie is out, Rachel Ziegler is the one coming out with the best reviews within the movie itself. Everyone agrees that she did a great job and she's a great singer and great performer.
Yeah.
So everyone actually likes her
I
in
don't
the
like.
movie.
Okay, like as a person that doesn't know, when I look at her and her hair and everything, I'm like, oh yeah, it looks like Snow White.
Yeah, sure.
What am I missing here? That's the uproar. Is she a Latin person? Person
Yeah,
of
she's
color?
she's Colombian or half Colombian.
And
I
that's
think.
bad?
That's bad because
Okay.
she's not Lily Snow White.
Yeah.
White
She
as
looks
snow.
pretty white with black hair to me.
Still,
Like,
she's still a pretty.
maybe I don't have
lighter
enough time
skinned
to
lady.
super analyze this, but
Yeah, I feel like it's a spectrum and people need to relax
Yeah.
about that kind of. It's a bad faith argument. Those kind of things, you know.
They didn't use real M words.
So that's another thing that stems
Oh,
from
really?
Peter Dinklage, the radio interview where he's like, Disney's confusing because they're so progressive in some ways that they cast a Spanish lady for Snow White, but then they
I remember this, yeah.
insist on using dwarves in their marketing, and because they were going to cast. But they didn't. They cast like one or two little people, and then like 5 people of different.
just get a
Sizes?
couple of them. We'll do the rest with CGI.
No,
Yeah,
first
yeah.
they were going to have them be real people, but a mix
Shrink
of
'em
people.
down, I thought.
I don't think so. I think
I like it when they do that. I like it when they make. I like it when they take full size humans and then they just green screen them down.
and they shrink them down.
Yeah,
And I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
Like Chris Evans and Captain America, they made them all tiny
Yeah.
but a huge head.
Never gets old.
The no, they filmed actual people in costumes, and they were gonna have live action people, and then that footage came out, and people were like, "Ew, gross! This looks bad." So they freaked out and changed everything to CG characters. So they made like these CG looking versions of sort of the animated dwarves. And those look terrible, and people are like, "Ew, these look bad." So they lost completely, no matter how they cut it on the portrayal of the 7 dwarfs, which is hysterical to just have so
Look,
many years to figure this out and then
My
blow it.
Snow White is the one where they're all real and they learn about sex in the. I've seen it.
Oh, yeah,
I've
yeah,
seen it a
sure.
million times. Look up My Snow White.
My Snow White.
Yeah,
That's what
My
it's called.
Snow White. She, she does some questionable things
Yeah,
with some of the dwarfs.
It's a colon a parody.
Yeah,
And this may be a hot take.
Brad
but
Williams.
The story
Here's a
of
story about that.
the story of Snow White is not even that good.
No.
Like it's
No.
it's not even. It's an old, antiquated story that is more nostalgic than anything. Nobody even wanted this, and that's why kind of why it sucks. You can
Yeah, but
point.
that's where we're at.
I think that's the thing. No one wanted it to begin with.
Yeah, and
Yes.
then it's so different from the original that the people that actually like the original are gonna hate it, and then everybody else like doesn't want it anyway.
Yes,
Well,
and
doesn't this go back to what I say about a lot of things? It's like, why do we need to redo it?
exactly.
Let's just
to try to get money.
Yeah,
But
if that's the only reason, then that's not a good enough reason. I mean, that's the exact question to ask. Why are we doing this? Why did we do a live action prequel to Lion King? Who asked for that outside of a Disney
I
boardroom?
caught part of that, and it is really bad.
Is it? You think so? I didn't see it.
Well, like
Yeah.
it just this. I see what people were saying
Yeah.
where they could have like we went in expecting this. I watched just pieces of it, and I'm like,
no,
it's
not liking it.
It's not what you think they could have done so much better.
That's a
so
bummer. That's
much
a bummer.
better.
And also, I love the director of that movie. I'm sad that he lost like 2 years of his creative life making it. Also, there's a thing where they did an interview like a year ago where Ziegler and Gal Gadot were talking to each other about the movie, and they complained about the politics of the film, how it's old-fashioned, and their Snow White's not going to be sitting around waiting for a Prince Charming. It's just going to be a more proactive Snow White, and that is the movie that they made. And now that the movie is made, no one is mad at that part of the movie. They actually like that it's been updated. They think it works well from most reviews that I'm reading. But when she said that, people are like, boo this woman, we hate her. And then the whole, not to get political, but then the whole Gaza-Israel thing.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that in the chat room
Yeah.
that she got into.
She-
just keep your mouth shut and just be Snow White.
And that's the thing. A producer of the movie apparently flew out to New York to meet with her and be like,
I
you
remember
have to
this.
take this off of your Instagram, this whole thing about Trump supporters and stuff because you're going to tank our movie, blah, blah, blah. And I think she refused to do it.
And then the kid tweeted about her dad having to fly.
And then then his son, his son who has a podcast, like interviewed his dad about it. And they talked about this was very recently.
Can you imagine if Maisie was like, yeah, my dad had to go all the way over here to try and calm down some lady, some lib mad at the Trumps.
Meanwhile, Gal Gadot is former IDF because she's Israeli, so of course she's pro-Israel 100%.
Yeah.
So anywhere she goes, she gets anti-Zionism protesters following her around.
I get it now.
It was a mess any way you look at it. So it's actually a miracle the movie made $45 million opening weekend. You know, people actually still went and saw it, and
that is a big stinky political mess.
And now Disney paused their production. They were in pre-production on the live-action version of Tangled. And that has now been put on pause. They're now reassessing their whole, what do we do with these live-action remakes that we're moving forward with. They're still, I think they're in post-production on Moana, so that's still coming out. And it'll probably make a bunch of money.
Because that has The Rock in it, right?
Yes, he's reprising his role. Yeah,
he is Maui now.
He's got the big bodysuit, make him even bigger and
wider. Does he have a wig?
Probably he has to. Yeah, he's a bald man. He
has a wig.
Or maybe they CG the hair on. Yeah,
right?
That would have been better. Or just CG his hair onto Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, CG it on there.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we got a zany report, and then I'm going to tell Chris my favorite character on TV in the past. It's got to be like 10 years. I think so.
I love it. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. On Zoom with us for his monthly report.
Yeah. Well, it's that time of the month.
At that time of the month?
Yeah.
With Bob Zaney. How you doing, Bob?
Gentlemen, how are we?
Good to see you.
You both look great.
Thank
How's
you.
the hip?
You know what? I've transitioned to a cane now.
You have?
Yeah.
Is it Raising Cane chicken fingers?
I wish it was. We just got one of those. Post Malone loves them. I have the cane. It's hard. Walking with a cane, harder than I thought. Very, very hard.
Well, are you a big walker though, there, Tommy?
Yeah, well,
you walk a lot.
Yeah, I do walk a decent amount. I usually cycle and walk, but like the cane thing, like learning how to do it is weird. It's a weird process.
Well, you know what? You're not getting any younger, so you probably should learn how to do that.
Yeah, I am. That's how I had another friend say that. My buddy Shanebo said the same thing. He's like, "Yeah, you better."
It's not going to get any better. But Danny, you look great. It looks like you had that nose job really worked out too. I think what is great is about how you two guys do what you do for the show. You give back to the show. The new hip, the new nose. Yeah. It's giving back.
Yeah, that's what we do. We're the givers. Well,
we're the givers.
You've been good.
Very excited. The big show coming up in November at Porky's. Porky's Barbecue and Comedy. Finally, the two have met.
Yeah, they needed to be smushed together, right? We needed that.
They really did. Let's get right to it. A lot going on in the news since we last spoke. First up, you guys, the National Association of Theater Owners, or known as by the acronym NATO, plans to change its confusing name. Now, ironically, this NATO oversees more bombs than the other NATO.
It's funny, too, because we do have our movie guy in here, and you don't even know this, Bob, but here, there's our movie guy. I'm going to put him up so you can see him.
Hey, Bob.
That's Chris Crespo, our movie guy. You didn't even know. That's how much of a pro Bob is, that he brought his movie jokes. He didn't even know our movie guy was here. Love it.
You know, Chris, you could do a wrap-up of all the films I've been in. The Informant with Matt Damon, Joe Dirt, 23 Minutes to Sunrise with Eric Roberts and Nia Peoples, Up
movies.
Your Alley with Linda Blair and Murray Langston. And you could do a review of all those films in probably under a minute.
Probably could.
Hey, Angry Birds is a finalist for the World Video Game Hall of Fame, though officials say if they don't get into an anger management program, it may never happen.
Yep. That's true. Those birds, they've been angry for almost 20 years now.
That's a long time. A janitor spread STDs in his office staff by urinating in water bottles. Now, in all fairness to him, it was treat your coworkers how you like to be treated day. Okay. In Boston, illegal aliens took to the streets protesting President Trump's immigration policy. They held up signs saying, "Not my president." Technically, they're right.
I like that one, Bob. Now we're talking.
Well, you're going to really love this one, Danny. Venus will pass between Earth and the Sun, which astronomers call an inferior conjunction. Now, a superior conjunction is when the moon passes through Uranus.
I like that one.
You like that one? Of course you do.
Yeah.
They get naughtier as you go
Chris
along.
liked that one too.
Hey, Chris, you're looking great, by
Yeah,
the way,
he
Chris.
liked
You look
that
like a
one.
movie critic.
Chris
And I
liked
like
it.
to be critical of you. I love
Fair.
how you keep bringing him back. Was he sitting in the COVID studios in like a bubbled room?
Yeah.
I'm separated from everyone.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's just by himself.
Yeah,
over
you
there.
look like you got the long COVID, Chris. You look good. BobZany.net is the website, guys. You go there to check out that Dry Bar special. About to hit 8.8 million views on YouTube alone. Can you believe that?
That's
God,
killer, man.
That's a lot.
Well, Bob, we're looking forward to seeing you when you get here in November. We'll hopefully get you in studio. We're gonna have some listeners make it out to Porky's. Thank you as always for the time, man. We hope you stay safe and have fun.
And good luck on that hip, because you have never been hip your whole life, and now finally you can say you're too hip and you got to go.
I like that.
Baby!
Yeah, see you, buddy. Later,
Bob.
man.
Bye, Bob.
Bob Zany live from, I think, a storage locker somewhere
Yeah.
in Las Vegas. He doesn't even know our names. Doesn't even know our names. Oh, no,
Well, he
they cut
does
Chris
know
back
them.
up.
He does know
And
that.
the
doesn't
chat
know
room,
which is
the
which.
chat room
Danny
gave
Tommy.
me love for not correcting it, because normally one of us would correct it. I'm just like, oh,
Hey,
who
no.
cares? Who
That-
cares?
That's part of the zaniness. Are
You
kidding
worn me down to the point where, is this what you wanted?
yeah.
Is this what you wanted?
Yeah. Is this
Is this what you
now
wanted?
sit
You wanted
back-
me to not care.
I'm sitting back. I'm like, the listeners say they like it, so I'm gonna sit here. I'm just gonna chuckle along.
Bob
and
Zany,
just-
BobZany.net.
hell?
There he is. He's probably he's been on the show. He's about to tie the record of comedian been on the show the most. Do you know comedian that's been on the show the most? You do.
Guy Tori.
Guy Tori.
Yeah.
Yep. Guy Tori has been on our show the most. One more appearance in Bob Zany ties Guy Tori.
Wow.
Now I would say that Bob not as much quality as Guy, but quantity we're there.
That's when you get quantity over quality.
Yes, and Chris Crespo is still hanging out with us.
How's it going, guys?
So, Chris, real quick, my favorite character, and I think this, we've talked about it before, and it's a lot of people's favorite character, but it's Baby Billy from Righteous Gemstones.
Billy is awesome.
I feel like last season
yeah.
when they had it. Well, I feel like when they gave him the song, the Payday song, and he's singing in the conch shell at the resort. To me, it was like they knew what they had, and they're like, "Well, we're just gonna lean in and make this guy super wacky crazy."
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Walter Goggins, obviously, it seems like he's one of the hottest actors right
Is
now.
it Walter or Walton?
Oh, Walton, sorry.
Walton, he is definitely having a moment between that and really White Lotus. I think is really blowing him up.
Yeah.
And then he got a lot of raves for
Fallout,
and Fallout
yeah.
Season 2 is in production now. And he has his Walton Goggins goggle glasses, which you can get for $150 a pair.
Is that real?
Those are
it's
100% real.
Walton Goggins goggle glasses.
He's been promoting them on TikTok for a while now.
Yeah, and I want to
yeah.
buy them, and Andrea said, absolutely not. You're not buying Baby Billy glasses.
They gotta be good quality because they're $150.
They're pretty expensive.
They're pretty expensive, but I mean, another version of me would be very tempted to buy a pair and rock them all the time.
You're a movie guy. I almost feel like you should have them.
I mean, they're so.
I might write them on behalf of you and see if he'll send a pair.
There we go. Market
You know?
testing. Let him know.
Yeah.
We're huge fans. And also, it's fun to say Walton Goggins goggle glasses. He knows what he's doing.
That's the only reason he did it,
Yeah.
right? It's because of the alliteration.
The
of
name came up first, and then they figured out the product.
Yeah.
In Principles, he was super funny with
Yes,
Danny
he is.
McBride.
Yeah, Vice Principals
Vice
is
Principals.
great.
Vice Principals.
Yeah.
Which is the same people who did Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
And also the same people who did Eastbound and Down. All those Danny McBride shows are all the same directors and writers working together.
Also, have you watched all of Severance?
I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Severance is another one that the finale of this last season was great.
It was incredible.
It took me a while to get over how weird it was, but for whatever reason, now I'm back and I started searching on TikTok, so now I got a TikTok loop about like everybody's theories and stuff, and me and Chris are going back and watching it again.
Oh, nice!
Just because it was so weird the first time, and then the finale in this past season was so good that I was like, I'm gonna go back and watch it. And then now watching it again, I'm like, I appreciate it more.
Sure,
because now I see the story they're trying to tell. Is hard to see before. I was like,
absolutely.
Are they just pranking us, making it the weirdest show possible to see if we keep watching?
Yeah, just making it weird just for the sake of being weird. But no, everything has a point and purpose, which is what makes it work.
I feel like that is a higher level of taking in digital entertainment. I can honestly tell you, I don't think I've ever watched anything more than once.
Nothing ever once.
Not to go back and appreciate it, no.
Yeah.
And I think I should. I'm jealous of
Well,
that.
The Office, probably you've seen The Office.
Yeah, but like only comedy. It would only be comedies. I think
Okay.
it's cool that I want to start Severance just because everybody's been saying
It's a fantastic
and
show.
there's
It's
a
really
ton
good.
to dig through,
Yeah.
right? 'Cause I got 2 seasons.
It's two seasons of it, 10 episodes each, I think.
Yeah.
And it's super well made, high quality. I love rewatching stuff. That's why I started doing the whole Crespo Hundo thing, because I rewatch things too often. I'll get into a rut, and
I think it's
force
cool.
myself to watch new stuff.
Like, I think it's cool that you and Crystal do that because, like, now with the eyes of the ending, like, you're probably going to pick up on some things.
And it's not even the ending because there's another season going to come
right.
out, but
like,
two
you'll see
more
things
seasons
that
total
you
they're
didn't
gonna
catch
do.
the first time.
Exactly.
You know? And
it's like this goes back 25 years or so, but I remember the first time I saw Fight Club, and Fight Club has a big twist ending. And then I remember walking out of the theater and immediately wanting to turn around and go back in and buy another ticket and see the movie again.
Wow.
The only problem was that it was like the last showing of the day and the theater was closed, so I had to wait a full week for the next weekend. And I went and saw it a second time, and that's a movie where the twist holds up. If you watch it a second time, you notice so many things about the way the movie is constructed and the way characters interact with each other. You're like, wow, it was right in front of me the whole time. The Sixth Sense is another one where a rewatch actually kind of deepens the experience, because now that you know what it is, you can see how it was there and how it was built and how it was designed for you to kind of overlook things, and how it comes together at the end so beautifully. And then sometimes you rewatch a thing and you're like, oh no, this only works on the initial, this is bad, I don't want to rewatch this again. That happens too.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot.
Yeah, that's fair.
I remember complaining about Severance at first, saying like, "Wait a minute, how?"
Well, you disconnected from it. I thought you'd come in here and you'd be like, "I don't know what they're doing."
Well, yeah, it got
Sure.
so weird. But then I was like, "Well, how are they, able to erase just your personal memory and you still know how to do everything and type it, And then, then someone explained it like, well, that's kind of what amnesia. When people get amnesia, that's what happens. Like they'll remember like what country they live in and the states and all, and like and
it's
how
like selective.
It's just their entire who they're married to, their family past and stuff. That's what they forget. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of right. So I'm like, that is based on some sort of neuroscience to be like you can just erase all the personal parts of your memory.
But my favorite
but nothing, you still know how to do it.
My favorite is the British lady that woke up with the horribly racist Chinese accent. That lady, God, I will wake up every morning and watch that British lady with the Chinese accent. They ask her, they're like, "Where do you live?" She's like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "Oh my God,
crazy.
so good."
That is a wild.
Yeah, and she can't do anything about it.
Can it even be real? I don't know.
She's like
I
literally.
think it is like
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's 100% real. She
Yeah.
can't do anything about it. They'll ask her. They'll be like, "What do you want for?" Like she's like, "What do you want for dinner?" She's like, "I want the fish and chips." I'm like, "Oh, you're not allowed to say that." She's like, "I can't
help it.
She's like, I have to do it.
Oh my goodness.
It's how I talk now.
I mean, there's some weird.
Imagine if that was. You know what? They should
like-
cast the British lady that speaks in the racist Chinese accent in Severance. Tell me that would not pump that show up just a millimeter.
People are like,
better.
this show is
Yeah.
weird.
They'd be like,
Wow.
this is crazy.
What a choice.
She's not even a trained actress.
So, Chris, what else?
And the Oscar goes to
whatever her name is.
or Emmy.
you want to talk about?
Well, the Florida Film Festival is coming up here.
Okay.
I feel like I should talk about that real quick. It starts this weekend, and this obviously is more for the local yokels out there. But it is now pretty much we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of Tom seeing Tuesday at the Florida Film Festival last year, the old bird movie.
Why don't you rewatch that?
Yeah.
You're Mr. Rewatch. Why don't you go rewatch Tuesday?
It's on Max. You might appreciate it more now that you know how it ends.
Go rewatch Melancholia
and
Tuesday
Double
back
feature.
to back.
Here's how
we'll call it Melancholy Tuesday.
Melancholy Tuesday.
Will you
We're gonna
do a
do it.
Melancholy Tuesday with me?
Here's how I know I was right about this. It's because I didn't get
It died. Nobody said
No
one
one-
word.
no one cared
You
about that
were
movie.
right.
It
I
went
didn't
away.
get one email saying
That you were wrong.
that I'm so uncultured. I don't understand what they're trying to say.
No,
And
everybody
me-
agreed. I didn't get one
like,
email.
no
I'll
one
shake
said-
your hand.
yeah.
I didn't get one email from people saying, "Hey," because normally I would get a, "Hey,
Sure.
we want to make fun of Tom. He was wrong about this." No.
The movie's actually good. He doesn't know what he's
Yeah.
talking
You
about.
nailed
no,
it.
Because you know what, another like very artistic movie that I liked you could easily say is bad. No, is a Punch Drunk Love with
Oh,
Adam Sandler.
love that film. Love
That's
it.
a great movie.
Yeah, great film.
but
I
Great
didn't know
film.
you were going to say
But
that.
a lot of
movie.
Adam Sandler Sandler fans didn't like it, and
because it's not a typical
Yes.
Adam Sandler,
Yeah,
and
because
he
it
only has like 3 of those.
It also showed that he's like actually his range as an actor,
Yeah.
and he tried hard.
Yeah,
in
it's
that
like it's
movie.
like that, Rain Over Me, and Uncut Gems are pretty much his 3. Like maybe one more movie where he's not like doing his like whoa his crazy thing, you know.
Hello, sure.
Oh, hello. Yeah.
Speaking of that, and Billy Madison 2's
Happy
coming-
Gilmore
or
too.
Happy Gilmore,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, that should be coming to Netflix
You know
very
what?
soon. It's gonna be terrible, but I'm gonna watch
It's
it.
the same. You're fine.
Happy
Same.
Gilmore
One
golf.
is, one
Billy
is golf,
Madison.
one is
Honestly, look, I like
Yeah.
making fun of this guy too, but I feel like it's the same thing.
those two are
If you'd have just said
interchangeable.
Adam Sandler too, I'd been like,
So,
okay.
Yeah,
what's the
yeah.
chances Happy Gilmore 2 lands with fans of the first one?
I mean,
You know, because I liked the
Yeah.
first one. It was at a different time with a different time of comedy, and I don't know.
and by
like,
lands, you mean like are people going to appreciate it more than just nostalgia, than just seeing Shooter McGavin again go Shooter? You know, is it actually going to be a decent comedy? Is that
Yeah,
the
yeah.
question? Because
Yeah.
I don't think the chances are good at all.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it feels
it's all nostalgia.
Comedy sequels are very hard. I mean, I can't even really name. I can only name a couple off the top of my head, probably that are actually good. Like, wow, they actually lived up to how funny the original was. Usually, because then you're trying to redo the same jokes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then it's like, well, we've seen these jokes. Just because you changed the locale or made it bigger doesn't mean it's not the exact same thing. You know, it's like the Hangover was a great movie. Hangover 2 made more money, but no one likes it more.
I'm
No,
telling you
no.
right now, Happy Gilmore's caddy is that British lady.
the one with the head injury.
The British lady that speaks in the horribly racist Chinese accent. I'm telling you, that changes the movie.
That would change the movie.
It would change the
I
movie.
think-
People
It would.
would go and see it.
It would.
Are they gonna have like some golfer cameos? And
They
I'm
have,
sure,
I'm sure
right?
they have to. Yeah,
Who
absolutely.
do you think they put in there?
Like John Daly, you think they'll put him in? Because he'd do it, no
He-
problem.
He
Daly
probably
would
would
definitely
do it.
do it,
Yeah, yeah.
and he'd probably be the funniest one to get in there.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
what other golfers out there now have like big personalities? There really aren't any.
Bubba Watson, but he's fallen off.
Maybe Phil Mickelson, but I haven't heard anyone
No,
talk about him
no,
in
no,
years.
he's an a-hole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
People hate
true.
that guy.
People do not like him. That is
Yeah,
very
but
true.
you get Daly in there. Everybody likes Daly.
Everybody likes
the
Daly.
guy's a big goof.
I mean,
yeah.
even
He's
Woods-
got the big beard
Try
now.
to do Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods,
Tiger, yeah,
in
I mean-
some sort of small cameo
Yeah.
where he's just playing
Where
golf.
he just
and-
looks at something. He's
Yeah,
like, "Whoa," you know,
Yeah,
like-
exactly. A reaction
Like
shot
Tiger
from Tiger
Woods
Woods.
looks, and it's like Adam Sandler standing with his pants down, and Tiger's like, "Whoa," you know.
Yeah.
like-
I feel like if they get like Drew Carey in there for a Bob Barker-esque cameo, I feel like they've lost their way. Like they're trying to hew too
Ooh.
close to the original.
Ghost of the New
Get-
Bull says Daly is in the trailer, so.
Oh, there we go. I didn't even notice that.
I
So
didn't know that
nailed
either.
it.
I haven't even seen the trailer.
I haven't seen the trailer. I've only seen
I don't
like,
watch trailers anymore. They spoil too much of the movie.
I like to stay away from them too. If I'm gonna see it in a theater, fine. I'm not gonna run out of theater or cover my eyes like a baby and go blah blah blah. But I'm not gonna. I no longer seek them out online or watch them on YouTube or on my phone. I don't want to. The first time I see for like Tron Ares, the new Tron movie, I don't want to see the first images on my phone. I want to see it in a theater on a big screen that's like 20, 30, 40 feet wide. You know?
Ghost of Manu Bull also says, and I don't know if he's joking or not, in the Twitch chat room, he said, I think Ted 2 is the only comedy sequel recently that landed. The Ted movies to me
I never saw
are
one of
why
them.
our country is in a decline. Like the Ted movies to me, and who's the guy that does all that?
The Family Guy guy.
This
Why am I
I'm
blanking on his
gonna
name?
go hot
Seth
take.
MacFarlane.
Seth
Thank you.
MacFarlane. If Seth MacFarlane
I was about to
stepped
say-
out on stage to sing a jazz number, and he was like unforgettable, and then blew his brains out, the world would be a better place.
Wow.
No, why do
Yeah.
you hate Seth
I hate
MacFarlane
him.
so
I
much?
hate him.
I like Seth.
I hate
I
him.
like
I hate
Family
his,
Guy.
I hate his big dumb teeth and his dumb black hair.
That's
I
funny.
like the bear that talks like the baby from Family Guy, and I like Wahlberg. And I like how much he works out.
Gets up at 5 a.m. to pray and work out every day. Mark Wahlberg.
A couple of things I had on my list. Britney Spears bioepic. Have you seen anything about that?
Yeah. Who was they? They were looking to. Oh, the rumor is that Millie Bobby
They're gonna
Brown.
get, I
was-
thought they were gonna get.
yeah.
Ooh, Millie Bobby Brown seems. I mean, she
She's
kind
right,
of looks like her.
the right age, you know.
I thought they were gonna get. Who's the girl from Saturday Night Live?
Oh, Finneman?
No. Leslie.
I don't know.
What's her name?
One of the young blonde ingenues.
Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones, thank you.
I'm there. Opening weekend. I'm there. I can't wait.
It's an option. They're going the Snow White route.
I can't wait.
They're going the Snow White
Yes.
route. They're like, ladies and gentlemen, we present Britney Spears. Leslie Jones is Britney Spears.
Fantastic. One woman show. That's in the works for a while. I know they've been trying to make a Madonna biopic for a while, and that keeps getting close. And I think last I saw
We
that
don't
one
care
fell apart
anymore
recently.
about Madonna, really, do we? Or
Well, at least she's like had a full career that can be turned into a biopic. You know, it's not like you have to just do a small segment or do it too early.
yeah, that's true.
Well,
Could be good.
You know what's interesting? Madonna and Britney Spears, same person, basically. It just there was no social media with Madonna,
Sure.
so we didn't really see how crazy she got.
Yeah.
Because she started talking with a British accent, and she
Yeah.
would have done just as.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, she put out a whole book of her walking down like the road naked.
Yeah.
If
Dennis Rodman's in there.
if Madonna was filming what she was doing in her personal time, we would think she was just as crazy as Spears.
Yeah, putting out the
maybe
videos
crazier.
online. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe crazier.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Would Madonna be doing dancing, spinning around in circles with her smudged eye makeup and with knives,
Madonna,
holding
have
knives
you
the whole
seen
time?
Madonna's fudge ass? Madonna has a big. She has a big shelved fudge ass. I don't care what Britney. Britney can twirl into the end of time. It'll never be as embarrassing as her
Madonna-
fudge ass.
yeah, she's a 65-year-old like workout lady where she's got the weird arms
Yeah.
from exercising so much, and she's fit, but body looks a little. I'm not trying to body shame Madonna. Look at me, I'm terrible. Looking.
Have
You are
they-
terrible.
I'm terrible
You know
looking.
what?
Terrible looking,
Every
man. Oh,
week
my
you
God.
get on here. Every month you come
Every
in here to
month.
talk about movies, and you end up just body shaming.
And I just body shame women. That's
Terrible.
What ugh.
Have they ever
I'm awful.
diagnosed Britney Spears with bipolar or whatever? Did she admitted she has that or
I
something? What's
don't-
wrong?
I don't think so.
I think maybe she keeps that close to the vest. Maybe behind the scenes she has.
I feel like if
but
she
no-
did, she would have put it out in that memoir because
Yeah.
that memoir was a real dishy tell-all.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe she would have put it out there.
No,
if
I-
I was diagnosed at this point.
I
So what
honestly
is
don't
it?
think she has.
might be something undiagnosed. I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, usually all like mental illness are kind of in the same
well,
bucket.
I think like
The bucket of
Okay, here's
mental
what I
illnesses.
think.
There's
Step right
depression.
up. Step right up to the bucket
here's
of
what
mental
I think.
illnesses.
You know, let's put it in terms that I think you'll understand.
Yeah.
Howard Stern logic. She is no different than like a high-pitched Eric or some whackpacker. She's crazy, but she can function.
Yeah, but she seemingly had it together, more together, younger, and then it just
That was
got
her
worse.
team. That was her team.
You don't think? Oh,
No,
yeah.
that was her team.
Or
Because
it's also been exacerbated by
Yeah.
people around her could have enabled her in a way to
100%.
her behavior, her whatever is just
So
getting
what's
worse
left
and worse.
there now
yeah.
is just like, it's
yeah.
Yeah.
she's hanging in there doing her thing.
But it's like, dancing with the weird makeup and then endless social media videos.
Sure.
It's like, what the hell is happening?
Well, all I know, here's what I know.
Which mental illness is this? That's all I want to know.
No, nobody will say it. If you love her and you think she's great, then this is her true freedom. And if you're normal and you look at it and you go, what mental illness is this? You're a monster.
No.
Some people think that.
Monster.
Some people think that.
He's in it, no, and it's
Some
not,
people think that though. They're like,
it's
how
not my business
dare
and whatever.
you.
I don't
Yeah.
care what she's not hurting it. Like whatever.
It's not our business,
do
but
whatever.
she's putting it out there publicly for everyone to see.
Yeah, it's a weird behavior. I just
It
want to
is
know
weird.
which
Yeah.
bucket it's in.
No, I agree. I think it's super crazy, but a lot of people are like, no,
It's
that's
just-
not crazy at all. That's just she's making up for lost time.
Schizophrenia of some sort? Not really.
No, not
schizophrenia.
schizophrenia.
So it's a bipolar, right? It's
just manic
I mean,
depressive.
there's
Manic
so many,
depressive, yeah.
there's
You
so
get
many
manic-
different variations of that, though, right?
Yeah, it's a
like to
thing.
different varying degrees.
I
and different
think
spectrums.
she's been diagnosed with something that we call life, and life is
Yeah.
hard, and depending on
I like
your
that.
path, it can make it things
Yeah.
just go
Well,
bad
you should
for you.
invest.
I know a lot of people that had a way tougher life than
Hey,
Spears,
hey, fair.
and they are not dancing.
Although you don't know that though. We don't know her like real behind the scenes,
Yeah,
what
like-
actually happened
well,
to
tough-
her, or
but
what she's
tough is
been
relative,
through.
right?
Yeah, tough is relative.
Yeah, tough,
you know.
Yeah.
tough on the streets is bad, but also tough and having your dad control every aspect, and then like being pampered and
And-
almost led down a road where you're lied to, and everything you do is correct.
And also, everything is so public in the
that's-
media, and you're being portrayed in a
that's almost
certain
more
way,
twisted than just being
sexualized
poor.
at
Yeah.
a young age. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a spectrum of toughness in
Yeah.
life.
I've heard the horrible stories of people's upbringings. and
Sure,
stuff, and, like,
sure,
and they,
sure.
it's like like, I don't know. This is not, I don't think, caused. This is inside.
Oh, so you're
You know,
nature versus nurture. Now we're back to this now.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
whole
yeah. I
argument.
think this is inside their head.
And when we're done with this conversation, we'll do what is art? That's always a fun conversation to talk about too. How do you define art? And then we'll do what is pornography. Yeah, those are the three big questions.
Lady Gaga. That's another one.
Yeah.
Put her in
Yeah,
there.
Born That Way. There you go.
Yeah, I think she would be the same even if she wasn't Britney Spears. It would just be no one would see it.
I don't know. This
Yeah.
one doesn't seem like that. This one seems like it came like what you were saying.
Yeah, she-
like earlier on, she had it together, and it seems like at some point, like something.
Because we don't exist in a vacuum, right?
Yeah.
There are outside forces in all of our lives that shape us in different ways. So
Yeah.
who knows how she was born, and if maybe there were different circumstances around her that raised her in a different way. Maybe she would have been quote more functional, but then again, isn't she a multimillionaire? I would rather be a multimillionaire and people question my sanity on the radio versus my current situation.
I know a person that that hung out with us in high school, whatever, totally normal, and then like when she went through her 20s, like something, they like the mental illness came on, and now she is homeless.
Yeah, no,
and she is making.
I know
crazy
someone like that too.
And then so it happened.
Interesting.
It happened on the same kind of timeline as Spears, and it was like, whoa, I knew this person in high school, and even in my early 20s.
And they had it together.
Oh, married, whatever.
Oh,
and then,
wow.
And then
I didn't know they
yeah,
so,
and now she makes videos and she's screaming at cops and they're arresting her. And
that's
it's
sad.
It's real bad. And like all our friends watch it and are none of the family can help. She's in and out of.
It's hard to help someone like that too. It's
facilities,
almost impossible to help. Like I know someone. I know we have to wrap this up. I know someone from in college. We were best friends, and he had it all together. And he graduated, went to graduate school in L.A. Like he had it going on. He was on a great trajectory, and then just mental illness started creeping in. And I think he was diagnosed with schizophrenia eventually, but he ended up in the streets, like in and out of shelters. And like if he reached out to you, it was always for money. There was no, it would be hidden in other ways, but it would come down to money. And it's super sad when something like that happens.
And also Christine's lumping in here too that some of these type of specialty issues and disorders you're not going to find them until like later in life, like maybe even your 20s.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what
I
happened to
think
him.
progressively get worse.
In his
Yes.
mid to late 20s
Yeah.
is when it like really started happening for this guy. And
That's the same thing as Spears.
Sad.
Like it started getting worse and worse, and now it's the here.
But now at that point, but she has some sort of system with the money that can kind of cushion her,
Kind of
and manage it for a
Yeah.
bit. So it's actually good
Maybe
for her.
it's
That's
good
the
as it can-
situation.
good as it can get.
She needs someone like living with her, making sure she's okay.
She
And
needs-
Daddy Long. She needs like Daddy Long Guy.
yeah, she needs someone to take over all her affairs.
Some sort of conservative something.
That would work.
Like a
I don't
man.
know. Chris, thank you so much for
We
coming
love
by.
you, buddy.
Thank
Thanks
you guys.
for being here, man.
Appreciate it.
Cinema Crespediso podcast. Find it where podcasts are found.
Like, subscribe, support your local broadcasters
Thank you.
because there's not many of them.
Who's
Who's
also-
the Baddie
Thank you. Thank you very
podcast with our buddy Matt and the other gentleman on the show. He's really
Tyler.
good.
Tyler,
Good
I
guy.
love Tyler.
Tyler's a great
Tyler's
guy.
also
He's really
a
good.
snack. He's a handsome man.
He's a CrossFit daddy.
You didn't
so
tell me. You didn't tell me the whole team over there is a bunch of good-looking
yeah,
dudes.
I'm surrounded by fit guys over there.
Yeah.
Eat my donuts as we record.
Oh, I love your
I want to
dog.
come back on to talk Demolition Man.
Yes. Yes.
I want to do Friendship, right?
Yeah, we're doing the Tim Robinson movie.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go watch it. Is it?
That's in May, I think.
Is that when it comes out?
Yeah, I think so. We're gonna have
Okay.
to figure the timing out on that if we
All
can
right.
pull that off. And also,
We'll do it.
again, the Florida Film Festival, guys. Check out the schedule online. A lot of interesting looking movies and documentaries and whatnot there.
There
So
you go.
I'm excited to talk about that when I come back. The movies I saw.
Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you.
We will be right back.